Hi, I'm Dwayne Bringleson. I'm the Vice President of Manufacturing here at Park Industries, and today we're going to be giving you a tour of our state-of-the-art factory located in central Minnesota, where we are kind of, I'd say, celebrating a special time of year, being the 4th of July. We are proud to be an American U.S. manufacturer of precision cutting equipment. Everything is produced here in central Minnesota. We're very vertically integrated, and we start our process with U.S. manufactured steel. So all of the materials that we use are domestic fabricated. We're going to walk through our entire process here from the south end of our building. We're traveling north. We have 3 lanes of fabrication taking place, all traveling north. On the north side of the building, they meet up with our paint line. Our paint line will travel east, where it meets up with our assembly line. From there, our assembly process travels south, and our machines ship out of the south end of the building. We're going to share a few tips with you, some things that we've done in our factory to make it more efficient, a little bit more lean. So let's take a walk through. I'll show you what we're up to. Here we're cutting our steel. We're processing all tube and structural type of materials, cutting of the specified lengths, and they travel into our welding cells from here. So from this point, our materials flow from our cut bay into our weld cell. Here they're doing some pre-weld prior to the final weld process. I'm going to introduce Mike Thel to you. Mike Thel's one of our production managers here at Park Industries. Mike's going to walk through our welding process for you.
Like Dwayne said, Mike Thel, manufacturing manager here at Park Industries of the fabrication area. We have 3 different weld stations through here, and everything is set up kind of in a demand flow standpoint. So each bay has welding, and it's all configured based on size. And as it goes through, it's based on what gets blasted and then machined in this area. So typically if we start in this bay, it'll stay in this bay all the way through. So behind me here, on these large bases, this will be all for our Voyagers, Sabre Jets, Fusions, and Titans. So basically off on the side over here behind me here is a big base fixtures, and here's where all our Sabre, Sabre Jet, and Voyager bases are made in here. Off to my left over here, you'll see these are sub weldments, and those sub weldments will get ultimately sat into this fixture with a base in the middle and put together. Since we spent the time going through doing all the fixturing and improving the process, we've taken the time basically 50% down from where we originally started from. Everything that we do gets a sandblasting operation done. So we'll walk down here a little bit and take a look at what we got going on here from a blasting standpoint. We have 4 different units for blasting. Stand behind me here is a large booth. We have 2 of these. We got one in this bay, one in the other bay, and then we have 2 smaller Pangborn units that are used for anything that's under 6 foot. You can see some of the parts in the booth here. They're dark colored. This is before they're blasted. When over here we have parts after blast when they come out. They get this nice gray look finish to them. This is how you know they're blasted. Now, there's 2 main reasons why we blast. In order for paint to stick good, you need it to be clean and you need a profile. So that's what the sandblasting does. It cleans the metal and it actually profiles it. And if you could actually feel this, this feels just like a fingernail file, basically. That's kind of what the texture is on there. So as you can see here at Park Industries, we always have a blast. So next up after blasting, we got machining. So I'm going to hand it off to Lyle Peterson. Here you go, Lyle.
Hi, I'm Lyle, and we'll go take a look at our first big machining center. So this large milling machine is one of our biggest machining centers here at Park, and we use it to primarily cut the bases for our large routers and saws. This machine has 8 feet of concrete underneath it to provide a stable base. It can cut any side of a part at any angle. We also have tools in this thing for milling, drilling, tapping holes, basically qualifying any edge we need to. Right now we're machining a base for a Titan CNC. And as you can see, there's no operator around here. We've built much of our process in the machining area to run automatically. What this means is we optimize our programs and the quality control process, so when this machine is done with this part, it's a guaranteed good part. Let's take a look at some finished parts. This is a finished base for a Titan router, and as you can see, all the shiny surfaces on here have been machined. So basically, machining on principle is we qualify every edge on here, so when it gets to assembly, we can bolt all the parts on and it's a good part. Some of the critical surfaces that we machine on this part are right here. So this is the mating surface for this base to the tool changers portion of the Titan. We machine all these surfaces, so when we bolt it together, it's a perfect match. Another area we cut here is the rail surface. So we cut this shelf so it's perfectly flat within 2 thousandths. So when we bolt our Titan when we bolt our rail on there, it's a perfect fit. We also machine this gear rack parallel to this rail within 2 thousandths of an inch. So when we bolt up this gear rack, it's also a perfect fit. Now we'll take a walk down there and look at another larger, newer machine for us. This is another large machine. This is our Jobs mill, which is a little bigger than the last one you saw. And between these two machines, we have some of the largest CNC milling machines in the upper Midwest. This machine's a little newer and gives us even more capability to machine your parts. From here, we'll walk around the corner and look at some of our medium-sized machines. This is our Marwin mill, which is a different style of machine than the last two. This is a horizontal machining center, and we cut most of our what we call bridges or gantries for our machines. So any of our saws or routers, the bridge portion is cut on this machine. And all of the same principles apply. We optimize our programs to produce a good part. So when it's done on this machine, we know it's a perfect part.
I'm standing here in front of our Kano machine here. This is our Park Industries built and designed plasma cutter, and we use this to cut all our production parts. We basically cut everything from sheet gauge all the way up to 2-inch thick material. And neat thing about this piece of equipment is yeah, basically it's a Kano cutting Kano parts. What we like about it is it's does such a nice clean job. We don't have a whole lot of cleanup at all. From a slag standpoint.
And now we'll go take a look at our small machines. This is our first small machining center, one of our Nagata machines. And as you can see, all the fixtures we have down here for all of our parts. Every part we cut on this machine has a fixture to guarantee it's a good part. And as we come down a little further, we have some more milling machines. These we call our Mazaks. And as we come down a little further, our last Mazak, and then our turning centers. This area is where all of our small parts are made for our machines. Behind the window here, you can see we're turning some parts, and these are fastback hubs. Down on the end, our last turning center here. These turning centers are for turning all of our round parts. So any round part that goes on our machines that we make is done on these machines here. And to talk about the paint booth and the rest of our process, here's Steve.
Thank you, Lyle. We'll take off with the paint line here. So right here we have our automated paint system. We're going to kind of walk through and show you what a little bit of that means. So as we walk through, we'll look to the right, various stages of wash going on here. You'll see the parts are going to transfer down on the bottom off to my right. That's coming out of the wash, so the parts are blow dried in that washer, and they're going into an oven. 150 degrees, 2 feet a minute through there, brings our parts out dry. All right, once the parts exit the parts washer, we're prepped in this area here. Any plugging, masking is going to happen right in this area. If you follow behind me, we're going to enter into the prime booth right now. You can see as we go through here, painters in there. If you look through the line, first stage here is zinc-rich urethane primer. And if you look through the line, there's a cure chamber in between, and on the very end there's a top coat booth where we're applying the top coat. Total line cycle time is approximately 4 hours, start to finish. So from the time we load the line till the time we unload the line is about 4 hours. All right, in addition to our automated paint line, here at Park we have a large booth batch system as well. So what you'll see behind me is our wash system. All of our large parts in here are brought in, they're staged, they're manually washed, they're prepped, they're loaded into the wash or into the paint booth. Once they're in the paint booth, it's about a 4 to 5 hour cycle time to paint those parts. Okay, behind me is our 20 by 50 large paint booth here. It's empty now, awaiting loading of the parts coming out of wash. That's about all I can say about it right now. All of our top coat applications are electrostatic, gives us better transfer efficiency on the parts. Really does a nice job for us. Once the parts are top coated, they exit the booth, they come into this cure chamber. This cure chamber is humidity controlled. It helps give us a consistent cure on our paint. Our paint is moisture cured, so we pump about 60% humidity into this room. It allows our parts to come out dry at the end of the cycle time. Once the paint operation is complete, parts are moved out into the various assembly stations. For example, behind me right now, we have our fastback assembly locations here, or our edgers. Parts will come out, they'll be staged in the station. Alongside of it, they'll be staged into a pre-assembly location where the smaller components will be assembled. Once the small components are assembled, we'll move them over to the final station. Final assembly will then put those larger components all together. The electrical department will come in, they'll do their floor wiring, do a power up, and we'll hand it back over to assembly. On my opposite side here, right, you'll see a mainframe just out of paint, ready to start assembly. You'll see a fastback to 75% complete where we're doing the floor portion of the electrical wiring on that. Give it a shift or two, it'll be ready for test. Assembly will run it through its paces, which includes dialing the machine in, wet running some stone, verifying a polish, do a final prep and clean up, and it'll be ready to ship to the customer. So here we got a couple of fastbacks down in the load bay ready to go to the customer. You'll see them prepped for shipment, padded up, wrapped up, kind of protected for the weather. In-out conveyors wrapped up as well. We're ready to go for when the truck comes. Right now we're going to take a look in the panel shop and see what's all going on in there. All right, in the panel shop here, you're going to see various stages of machines in process. If you look off to the side there, you'll see back panels in various stages of the assembly electrical wiring portion. Off to my left here, we have some completed enclosures that are ready to go out on the floor and be attached to the machine and starting the floor wire process. All right, here's a look inside of one of our Titan 3000 enclosures, ready to go out to the floor and be attached to the machine. So now we're entering into our assembly area of CNC saws, which include our Voyager XP and SaberJet XP. Off to my left is bridge assembly. So at this point, the painters will deliver the bridge to the assembly stations. In this case, assembly is completed, their portion of the build. Electrical is now on wiring up the bridge and getting it ready to move over to the base. Off to the right side, other side of the bay, is our base assembly final testing location here. So in this location, Assembly will attach all of the rails, position all the components, get it ready for that bridge to be moved over to the base. Once the bridge is onto the base, we'll finish up our final assembly. The electrical team will come in, power up that machine, hand it back to assembly. They'll go through a couple pages of checks, make sure everything functions well, and we'll prep it for shipment. Its final prep for shipment stages will kind of look like this machine right here. We have documented processes to ensure that all of these steps are taken and completed prior to shipment. So behind me, you're going to see various stages of Titans in process here. So to the left of me here is a Titan 3700 base, just out of the paint booth. So we're just getting started on that one. As we move to the south here, we have a 3800 Titan in assembly stages here. So you can see the rails have been positioned, the gear rack's in place, the tool rack's in place, armor deck is all in place. That machine is waiting for the bridge to be put on and tied in with the electrical component. Behind that, if we look a little farther down the aisle here, we have another Titan 3800 in the test stages. So each time we build a Titan, we put it together as with any other machine. We'll put it together, we'll test it, go through a series of checks, really test out that piece of equipment, make sure it's functioning properly, all the components are working as designed prior to shipping out. A key job that these guys do in pre-assembly also is our customer orders. So these guys are positioned, or this team is positioned close to the warehouse, so the parts that come in from a customer order can quickly be assembled or put together at that location and go right back into the warehouse. They have high visibility to our ERP system. They're right there trying to get the customer orders completed. As we talked about the importance of customer service in our pre-assembly department, we also have REMstars, which house a lot of our warehouse components, allows for quick and easy dispersal of those components that are stored in there. So we have 4 REMstar units here, stacked to the ceiling with trays full of parts. Now comes time to pull a part, ship a part out. We have accurate inventory. The guys can pull up the part, REMstar will go get the part, bring the tray down, bring the part out, and actually display with a red arrow where that part is within that tray. Once the parts are pulled, say for a customer order, you'll see this conveyor line on the end. The order is put onto that conveyor will go immediately over to our shipping department. We've just gone through all of the final assembly portions or finishing portions of assembly here at Park Industries. Next step is to load that machine out on the truck and get it out the door down to the customer. With that, I'm going to hand this over to Dwayne, and he's going to finish off.
Thank you, Steve. So I promised you a couple tips earlier in the video, so I'd like to share one with you right now. Kanban squares. So here at Park, we publish a schedule daily. The schedule comes out to the factory floor, gives them a lineup of equipment when to build. We have squares located throughout our factory that trigger a pull. So anytime a square is empty, they know the next machine needs to be pulled in and fill that square. And that same philosophy flows throughout every work cell here at Park Industries. Easy to do, but it's a great way to fine-tune and allow your associates on the floor some ownership in the schedule. I'd like to show you another tip here. All of our benches here at Park Industries have been 5S. So here's a close-up of a bench that's currently in use. You can see easily what tools are missing, what tools belong here. This is the white and then triple purple bench. Every tool has the same color coordination to it. Thank you for taking the time to join us today on this quick tour of our Park factory here in central Minnesota. We're proud to be American made. We are family owned, employing approximately 300 associates for almost 70 years. So thanks again. Enjoy your 4th of July.